Hi everyone, greetings from National Skills Network. I'm back again with another conversation with a very interesting person this time, and we are touching upon a technology subject. So this might be interesting whole lot of you. And this is about cyber security. And so we thought, why not feature someone who's been heading several initiatives, not only in cyber security, but I would say holistically connected with the skilling ecosystem. We have with us Mr. Rajarshi Mukherjee, who is the principal lead partnerships at Tata Strive. Rajarshi has been with Tata Strive since inception and has been into many roles, taking care of many things as the institutions around Tata Strive were getting formed. So his contribution has been very, very critical to the growth of Tata Strive, and we are fortunate to have him with us today to discuss few things about the importance of cybersecurity, the need for skilling, and the types of jobs that are getting generated in this particular domain. So let's get started by asking Rajarshi an important question about how cybersecurity has become a very important topic today, especially post-pandemic.
Hi, and thank you very much, Madhuri, and I'm really honored to be part of this discussion today. To answer your question, Madhuri, I would perhaps take a step back. Even before, say, the COVID pandemic kind of stuck us, some of the initiatives of the government, like the demonetization or Digital India, did provide a push to digital transactions and adoption of digital solutions. And the outbreak of the novel coronavirus further accentuated this entire need for adoption of digital solutions in the country and globally, if you look at it. So even for conducting the day-to-day activities, digital solutions became a pertinent part of our lives as we kind of evolved. Today, even if you look at the roadside vegetable vendor, he has adopted digital payments. Some of them have actually even started, using WhatsApp to stay connected with their customers and meeting their daily requirements. Many of the customers are now actually staying in the confines of their home and ordering, vegetables and grocery from the roads, from the neighborhood vendor, and they are again using digital solutions for that. So all of this has made organizations, individuals, governments, police for that reason, army, very vulnerable to cyber attacks. And, and also, apart from that, you would have heard about, say, the recent outbreak of this WannaCry ransomware, that kind of infected approximately 2 lakh odd, computers in more than 150 countries in just 3 days. And all these factors and this again led to huge amount of losses for organizations. Yeah. All these factors actually led organizations to think and rethink their overall strategy towards how to ensure security for their digital systems. As per a PwC study, if I have to quote one, the instances of cyber attacks on Indian organizations increased by a whopping 117%. In the year 2019 compared to the previous year. Yeah. So the factors have led to a higher, all these factors definitely have led to a higher demand for resources who have been trained in the cybersecurity space, professionals who have been trained in the security space. These are the ones who would be actively participating in making our digital transactions and activities on the digital space more secured. According to a TeamLease report, again, if I have to, quote a report, by the year 2025, there would be a requirement of approximately 1.5 million new entrants in the cybersecurity space. And I'm only talking about India. Okay. So, however, currently, if you look at it, India has very few resources who are properly trained to manage the vulnerabilities of our networks. In fact, according to NASSCOM, the numbers are quite few, and the growth has been also not great in the last few years. Organizations have become so desperate that some of them are giving a huge premium in terms of the salaries to get the right people onboarded who can make their system secure.
Yeah.
So that's perhaps it. That is how this entire cybersecurity space has become so very important in the current context.
Yeah, as you very rightly pointed out, I think it goes much beyond the corona pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic, but then also the disruption and the kind of acceleration which has happened because of the pandemic, I guess, as you are pointing out, has created the need for a lot of skilled people who can take up many job roles. And as you just said, even salary wise, I'm sure they're getting paid, very highly. So in such a scenario, what has been Tata Strive's initiatives and training programs, particularly, in partnership with, let's say, companies like Microsoft? Can you tell us a bit more about this?
Sure, Madhuri. So in fact, Madhuri, if you look at Tata Strive and the evolution of our organization over the last 6 years or so, digital programs were never our focus area. Okay, we were primarily focused on ensuring that the most vulnerable who were actually, who have dropped out of their 10th standard and 8th standard, they could get those kind of training programs which could make them employable and to help generate employment opportunities for them. But, we being a very agile organization, we quickly realized that in the current scenario, Tata Strive has a very important and pertinent role to play in even creating youth who could man the digital space. And that is where we thought that getting into something like cybersecurity was extremely crucial. So if Tata Strives and the cybersecurity program, it actually builds upon an existing program of Microsoft and the Data Security Council of India, which is called the Cyber Siksha. It's been there for approximately 2.5 years now. Tata Strive's program has been rechristened as Cyber Siksha Plus and has been developed in partnership with partners like Microsoft, Data Security Council of India, and Tata Communications. Partners like Microsoft, Tata Communications, they have not only helped us with funding. We being a not-for-profit organization, we always bank upon organizations to fund any new program that we kind of start. They have not just helped us in terms of funding, but they have gone much beyond this requirement and have supported the program multiple other ways as well. So one of the key differentiators that Tata Strive wanted to bring in this program was in terms of creating a very standardized content, okay, which could be delivered seamlessly across the country by any faculty member. That was something which was missing in the previous part, and that is where the subject matter experts from Tata Communications helped us in developing that standardized content and training program. We also integrated our soft skill module or the life skills module called the youth development program into the content. And that has made the program more holistic in nature. It provides students with the right attitude and also makes them workplace ready. So it's not just about the domain part that we are focusing on. We are also looking at ensuring that they get the requisite soft skills or the life skills as they get with the program. Tata Strive's long-term IT partner, I shouldn't miss the contribution that TCS is making towards this program. They have been conducting regular guest lectures for the students, providing them with requisite industry insights from time to time. They are also one of our leading placement partners today, and they were the first one, in fact, who kind of came on board and kind of recruited some of the students that have already been who have already been certified by Tata Strive as part of the Cyber Siksha Plus program.
Yeah. So this is very interesting to know the kind of model you have, with multiple partners coming together to offer this program, complementing, I'm sure, each other's core strengths and skills. So with this, how does this program stand as a unique program, let's say, in comparison with similar programs that are available for youth in the market?
So first of all, Madhuri, I would perhaps say that the course that we are offering is primarily focused on women. Okay, we are focusing on women who come from a disadvantaged background. Okay. So when we say disadvantaged background, we are looking at women who have an engineering degree with them or a MCA degree with them, but their family income should be below 7 lakhs per annum is what we are looking at.
Okay.
Another very important factor that we bring into this particular program is that we do not expect the students to come with any a strong background in programming. Cybersecurity is a pretty difficult space to be in, but we do not expect our students to come with any strong background in programming. We as an organization would equip them with those requisite knowledge as part of the 4 to 4.5 months training program that we conduct in this course.
Okay.
And talking about the women centricity of the program, I would definitely want to credit Microsoft for that, because they are the ones who kind of believed that this program should be focused on women. That is where all the batches that are kind of funded by Microsoft are totally focused on women. If I have to again go back, and I don't know if you have read the recent article which came out in Times of India, it said that the women participation in cybersecurity is extremely poor today, and even with 1.5 million new jobs getting created by 2025. The ratio of, or the number of women who would be entering the space would still be around 11%, okay, which is very poor.
Yeah.
So our attempt along with Microsoft is to actually change this. And that is where, Cyber Shiksha Plus is playing an important role in terms of ensuring that women can also become part of the overall cybersecurity space.
Okay. I think this is a great step towards balancing, creating gender balance. Plus, yeah. I think there is also this thing about particularly cybersecurity that it suits women for a career, because I believe you can also work from home if required in these particular job roles. Is that so? I mean, when they get placed, for example.
Yes and no, Madhuri. In the initial days, when they are still learning on the job, the expectation is that in the current context of COVID pandemic, definitely yes, many of them are currently working from home. But over a period of time, as things improve, the organizations would expect them, at least in the initial phase of their work life, to be in the workspace, because they would be learning a lot of things apart from the troubleshooting the cybersecurity related aspects. Also, in certain cases, since our the networks can become vulnerable at any given point in day. At times, women are also required to spend additional hours towards the end of the day. So that is where their work-life balance can become a little disturbed. But yes, students are adopting to it, and as all of us are, and I'm sure that this will not be a bottleneck.
Okay, so what are the job job levels? Like, is it more of an entry-level jobs that are getting created in this field now, and those who are getting trained through these training programs from Tata Strive, what is the type of job roles they are getting into in terms of placement?
So yes, initially, Madhuri, all of them are getting into an entry-level job role. And depends, and again the kind of job that they get would depend on the organization that they get into. If they are getting placed in one of the large IT companies like a Tata, like a TCS or an Infosys, then obviously they have a clear career path defined for them, wherein they start at one level and they over a period of time they kind of move to a higher level. Many of the if I have to talk about some of the skills or some of the career opportunities that come with cybersecurity. So you have security engineers, for example, who would use their knowledge and of threats and vulnerabilities to build more secured networks. And as a career path for them, they can actually quickly move on to become a security architect. Who would then secure the entire, entire organization's network for that reason. Then there are opportunities for incident reporters who kind of monitor the company's network and would work towards fix vulnerabilities whenever they kind of pop up. Then there are opportunities for digital forensic investigators for that reason, who can work with the government, who can work with the police, and help with the overall, understanding these vulnerabilities and again taking them up. Another very interesting part is on the on ethical hacking. People who get into ethical hacking, they need to understand, have a very strong background in cybersecurity, as they are the ones who would try out different attack vectors and would try to ensure that these attack vectors can kind of ward off whenever there is a serious attack that would happen. So these are some of the opportunities that are there. As I said, some of the organizations who are kind of helping us with placement options, many of them are actually providing directly a more cybersecurity related profile for anybody who is getting trained. And some of the larger organizations would have a more generic profile to start with and slowly move the person to a cybersecurity related.
Okay, so what we get to understand is that there is a huge job potential for people to get into cybersecurity. And since you're focusing on women mostly, I'm sure many women will get attracted to the various job roles like you were mentioning about the analyst and the kind of career path they have. So considering all this, is there also something like an upskilling program or upskilling modules being built in the programs that you're offering, let's say for people who are already on the job and they want to, get themselves updated and upskilled?
That is definitely the need of the hour, and I'm sure Nikita I'm sure Madhuri, with our ecosystem of partners that we have with Tata Communications, Tata Consultancy Services, would definitely look at building those modules going forward. But as of now, we are very new to cybersecurity as an organization. Okay, this is only about 6 to 8 months that we have started this program, and we have completed approximately a few batches and have trained more than 55 candidates till date. So we have not yet kind of matured enough to build the progressive modules, but yes, as I said, with our partner network in place, we would definitely like to do that going forward.
Yeah, but the fact that you've started cybersecurity is again one of the typical Tata Strive's pioneering initiatives, I would say, where others would also perhaps, take a cue and get into this domain, because like we know, like you already mentioned, typically skilling programs were mostly centered on non-IT or non-technology related kind of subjects and domains. But as we know today, I think in the skilling ecosystem also, we are talking about introducing IoT, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, data science, and so many others, because all these have become a part of our lives. And I think they're impacting many people and creating new jobs. So I think that's something which is highly appreciated as an initiative from Tata Strive. So Rajarshi, besides all that you mentioned, is there something else you would like to tell our audience about?
Couple of things, something that I would like to really talk about with great pride. Perhaps I'll share a human interest story that has come out of the limited number of students that we have trained till date. Okay, this is the story of a girl called Nikita Ghule, who happens to be the younger sister of one of our alumni of Tata Strive Skill Development Center in Pune. He actually did a course in a completely different sector, BFSI sector, and was ably kind of supported with placement opportunity and has been kind of a great proponent of Tata Strive programs. And his sister, who had completed her engineering in the computer space and was really willing to build a career in the digital space, Nikita. But when she actually tried to enter the market, she was left absolutely clueless. She also heard about cybersecurity being one of the most sought after kind of trades in the current scenario. She tried to dabble with it, did some online course and all, but again was left with absolutely no clue in terms of how to build a career in cybersecurity. So that is when she got to hear about the Cyber Shiksha Plus program being offered at TSSDC Pune. And when she actually spoke about that to her brother, he kind of encouraged her a lot that, yes, if it is a Tata Strive program, definitely you would get to benefit from it. That is when she took the leap and joined our program and was extremely diligent in her entire approach towards the 4.5 months of study that she had to do with us. And she didn't miss a single class and was extremely diligent. And her entire effort was kind of duly recognized, and she was one of those who was placed successfully in TCS with a handsome package. And she's now extremely happy, and the entire thing has kind of not only transformed her life, but the lives of many people around her. So again, a very, very, very inspiring story within a short span that we could bring out in the cybersecurity space.
Yes,
And
yes, inspiring definitely, and also it's a new step that somebody has taken instead of getting into a same kind of a job or a routine kind of stuff, which generally perhaps few girls would like to. But this domain, I think, taking it up and doing well says a lot about her choice, and also the choice of the training company, training organization, that's Tata Strive, which must have helped her a lot, through the training. So I think you have more stories which can interest us. Can we get?
I don't have it handy with me, but definitely as I get more stories, I would definitely share it with you, Madhuri.
You definitely like to publish more such stories and maybe present, if possible. We can also interact with the person if we can connect with her. That
Yeah,
can also be a very good motivational thing for us to
absolutely.
share on our platform. So anything else, Rajarshi, you want to mention?
Yes, Madhuri, and this again, this entire model, as you rightly mentioned, that we are following for the cybersecurity program, or for that reason, any other digital program that we are trying to initiate, we are looking at a completely partnership-driven model. So you spoke about the four or five partners that were already working with us in cybersecurity, and we would like to continue to have more partners here. This program is completely employment linked, and providing proper employment opportunities post training is critical. And I would like to use this platform to appeal to all the employers that if you are looking for, looking for, people who have been ably trained in cybersecurity, especially girls, then please reach out to us. We will have a pool of such resources who can definitely help you in your organization.
Yeah, we will definitely join you in sending out this message to a larger audience so that the girls also get benefited and get placed in the right job, perhaps. That's really very nice and interesting to hear. And also, as I said, very inspirational to see that, many girls are getting into this field. So
Yeah.
on that note, I wish to thank you, Rajarshi, for joining us today, for sharing so many insights and valuable information on cybersecurity and the training program that's being offered in partnership with four other partners. So we look forward to be in touch with you. And also maybe, have another conversation perhaps a few months later to take it
Absolutely.
to the next part of this. Yeah.
Definitely.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you, Madhuri. Thank you for having me here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.